Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 7th of April. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have BHP, Lendlease, DevEx Resources, Pepinini Lithium and Environmental Clean Technologies. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter, but our better ideas come out every Tuesday in the Dynamic Investor Report, so make sure you've subscribed to that report. But if you do enjoy these videos, please share them on social media or even leave us a review. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Our main business, of course, is in portfolio management. So if you'd like to have a broking account with me and have me personally inform you when it's time to buy or sell something, then please let me know. And all the advice here, of course, is general only. So here's the daily chart of BHP. So, ever since it sort of broke this base that we identified last year, it's been trending pretty well, although it has been quite volatile over this period here, where the broader market has struggled. So we've now seen it come very close to that peak from last year, near $54, but it's formed an island reversal. So what I mean by that is if we just zoom in quite a bit here, what it's done is it's after trending higher, it's gapped up, sat here for a few days, and then gapped back down. So it's left this island here with a gap on the way in and a gap on the way out. So usually that is a negative, although yesterday's price action was pretty good where it closed on the high. So just something to keep an eye on there, because it can be a sign that we're going to see a pullback in BHP. Ultimately, we'd like to see it, more of a sideways consolidation. So now that it's up near the old high, if it can consolidate sideways for a period of time, that would set it up for a new push to a new high. I don't want to see this island reversal, develop into a sharper pullback. That would obviously be much more of a negative. Okay, Lendlease, zoom out. So basically downtrend. Looks like it's trying to break free of that. I mean, we've got just recently, it's got above sort of this $11 region. So it's trying to sort of make some higher highs. I just don't like the way it trades though. So very big daily ranges. So very, very volatile, and that can be quite risky. So look, I'd prefer to see more of a base. If it can, if it does ease back here, if it can head sideways a bit, hold above $10 and just have price action calm down, that would be more constructive. I just view this as a risky entry point here. Okay, DevEx Resources. So we've had like a lot of these sort of small cap miners, big spike up, followed by a slower decline. So it looks like this decline's over. It's starting to get a bit of a move on. I mean, there's, potentially you had this sort of inverse head and shoulders. So basically a break of this 45-cent level was basically the buy signal, especially this move here. So nice solid move up on a big increase in volume. So to me, it looks like this sort of pullback, you got to pull back a little bit of a base, and now it's on the way back up again. So, good volume on the way up. I think it'll just continue to kick on. Okay, Pepinini Lithium. So I like how this one most recently sort of rounded out here. So we've got, old high, pullback, tried to rally, got sold into, but as it came back to this low, it sort of just rounded out here, obviously next to no volume, which is good. So basically you got this situation where it rounded out, and then here as it sort of popped up near 45 cents was the initial buy signal. It didn't kick on straight away, but it held on there, which is good. And then obviously big solid move up here on an increase in volume. Yeah, and in the last couple of days, we've got sort of closing near its highs. When other lithium stocks in the last couple of days have come back. So yeah, look, I think this one will continue heading higher. I suppose it's hard to chase here. You'd want to see some sort of consolidation again, but I think for now it's going to continue to kick higher. Okay, and finally ECT. So in some respects similar to that prior stock where we've had a pullback that sort of leveled out, and then there was got this sort of leveling out here, and then this pop up here on volume would have been your first buy signal. Obviously price action the last couple of days is a bit uncertain, so if we sort of have a look here, we've got it cracked this high but was sold down. It's obviously a bit of a negative there, but not really much follow through yesterday, just a fairly in comparison, a fairly flat day. So I think, just looking at the way this is trading, you've got, say, this high here near 4 cents. There seems to be some, some obvious support near 3. So I guess essentially it's, you got this sort of sideways band at the moment. A break of 3 would be a negative, and obviously a push back above 4 would be the next buy signal. But just looking at the way this has gone up on volume, and then, when it's done nothing, there's been next to no volume. I'd say the odds are that we're going to see a breakthrough 4 cents, and it should, continue to kick on. All right, well, that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through, and I'll try to look at it next week for you.